Hi, I'm Glenn Simpson, and I've collected comics for over 40 years, and I'm showing off my collection one box at a time. Today we're looking at box number 71. We're going to start off with Grayson. We're going to have some Great Lakes Avengers, but then we're going to get into Green Arrow for the rest of the box, and we'll go through his first miniseries and a couple of his series and things like that, going through stopping somewhere around the middle of volume 5. So I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much. Please like and comment and subscribe. It does a lot for the channel. And I hope you're excited for Green Arrow, because I am too. So let's get going with box 71. All right, as mentioned, we are going to start with Grayson. So during the New 52, there was a Forever Evil crossover, and it culminated in Dick Grayson's secret identity as Nightwing being revealed, and so he became a spy, and part of that involved the world forgetting who he was and some stuff like that. And this went on for a couple of years, and then he returned to being Nightwing. So this is that series. So Grayson, number 1, right here. And then for, what is this? This would have to be issue 8. This is one of the movie poster covers. I believe this is Enter the Dragon. I take off of that. So that's the movie poster variant cover. It's during this Grayson series that we meet the new 52's version of Helena Bertinelli, whom we will see on some covers and things like this one. Previously in the history of the new 52, there had been a Helena Bertinelli, but she was actually Helena Wayne posing as Bertinelli, etc., and so on. Anyway, so issue 9, issue 15, part of the Robin War, kind of a gang of Robins, good guys, having a war. War of Robins. Issue 16 with the adult coloring book version variant right there. And then the series ends with issue 20 right there. There we've got Helena Bertinelli with her Huntress-esque outfit there. And he had actually 3 annuals over that period. One of them, annual 1 through annual 3, doing that broke back pose there. And then this happened to come along during the time when the New 52 Futures End series, so it got a one-shot with the holographic cover. He kind of gets a Soviet look to his suit. And next we have Great Lakes Avengers. This is a comedic team of heroes who work in the Great Lakes areas of North America, and they are somewhat not officially sanctioned, but they are, up in there doing their best. And I believe that Squirrel Girl appeared in a previous Great Lakes Avengers series, and so now the joke is, hey, we're going to try to throw her in here as much as we can, even though she's not officially a member. So that's issue 1 through issue 7 right there was the last issue of it. Then, all right, so we are officially entering the green zone. Or I would say we were entering the green, but we're not doing Swamp Thing. So we will begin with Green Arrow. Green Arrow's 4-issue series from the early 80s. Oddly enough, the first series titled Green Arrow. Prior to that, he had features in things like More Fun Comics and Adventure Comics and backups in Detective Comics and things like that, but he had never actually had a series with his own name at the front up until that point. Trevor Von Eden doing the art. Looking good. Issue 1 through issue 4 right there. I think this is sort of maybe before the Detective Comics backups, and then, or they certainly may have continued afterwards. Then in the late 80s, he gets his own series, and that series happens to be really kind of far along by the time we get to 0 Hour. So this is kind of weird, again, more weird timing, but the 0 issue, which came out probably more around issue like 100, but here it is. So there's issue 0 right there. And when his series starts, so he had the 3-issue series, Green Arrow, the Longbow Hunters, and that was a very, reasonably popular enough that he got his own series. And this series is, I'll say series again. This is an ongoing, and the idea is that he is a little older, and he's kind of stretching his leg, getting a little stiff in his joints, but and it takes on kind of an urban hunter feel. So he gets rid of the boxing glove, no trick arrows. He is literally using the real arrows and putting arrows through the shoulders of bad guys. So a little more mature, suggested for mature readers, that kind of thing. Black Canary had gotten SA'd, as the kids say, during the longbow hunters, and is still recovering from that. And she loses her canary cry for a while, so she's more of a grounded character as well. So here we go. And this was probably, it says new format, there's no barcode, so I'm thinking it was direct only. But at least at the start. So anyway, there's Mike Grell, issue 1 through issue 4, right there. He gets this kind of sidekick, Eddie Fires, who is a former government operative. He's kind of a comedic foil there. Green Arrow 5. There. Green Arrow 8. There's also, we'll eventually get to the point where it's a lot less of, we're not really worried about the whole secret identity thing, because it's like, there's a scene in one of them where like the FBI shows up or something, and they're like, how many guys do you think fit your description in Seattle? Because he's in Seattle now. We have Shadow, who he would kind of cheat on Black Canary with. His womanizing ways was a big feature of this series. Issue 9, issue 12. I think when we get to the New 52, they sort of change it up a little bit, and it's his father who had conceived a daughter with Shadow instead of it being Oliver himself. Let's see, we got issue 13. Again, Grell doing the writing. Grell being a great artist, but you know, he's actually just writing in a lot of cases on this one. Issue 16. There. Issue 17. He's just totally given up on the mask at this point. The hood is doing all the work. There, 17. 20. It's a visit from... He's also not really interacting with the other superheroes. And so when Hal Jordan comes to visit, that was kind of a big deal. They have a very grounded conversation. One right there. Blood of the Dragon arc. 24. 25. Visits Scotland or Ireland or something along those lines. So here in 28, they do a kind of a fun storyline acknowledging the fact that Oliver looks a lot like the Warlord who Mike Grell actually created. And so the whole storyline is Warlord comes to Seattle and there's some mistaken identity and hilarity ensues. I don't think I've said that in a video in a while. And so we get to see the two of them together there. Uh, 29. Oil spill storyline there. 36. Young lady named Marianne becomes a part of his supporting cast. There in 36. Continuing that in 37. Black Arrow Saga. There. 44. Mike Grell portrait. There. Tying into the Robin Hood legend. When Robin Hood is on his deathbed, he fires an arrow out the window, and that indicates where he wants to be buried. There. 52. Black Canary back in action. Again, without her canary cry, just using her martial arts skills. '53. There. 56. Getting with some murder plots there. Or serial killer, I should say. 57. Beauty shot. 60. Black Canary back in her fishnets and whatnot. There's issue 61. This is you know, not a high value series. Not a lot of people are at this stage, so that's why you're getting such thick packs, because there's not a lot of boards. Boards indicate higher value, things like that. Keys and things. 61, harkening back to the early 70s, late 60s. 68 there. 69. This was kind of an allusion, I think, to maybe the Beatles, maybe the death of John Lennon, some play on that. 76. Ollie's in trouble. Been spending too much time with this blonde. This is Dinah. Ollie can't keep it in his pants. 77. Teaming back up with Eddie Fires. All right, so now we begin to, at some point during that, we've Grell has left, and we're at Grant and Aparo, and we're getting into some superhero stuff again. And so we're interacting with the greater DCU and some things like that. So we veered back out of that era. And I mean, what better way to show it than teaming up with Deathstroke right there. Alan Grant, Jim Aparo, Mike Norton. 92. Now they did kind of keep it kind of pulpy, you know, kind of. He's not. They're still trying to keep it from being full-on superhero at this point. 92. That won't last for too much longer. 93. We have Ollie teaming up with Connor Hawke, whom we'll learn is his son, which made more sense when he was older. But 93 till we get to 100. Oliver gets all wrapped up in a eco-terrorism group, and gets in a situation where one of his arms is tied to a bomb, and the only way to save him is to cut his arm off, and all of which is an allusion to The Dark Knight Rises, where we had seen Green Arrow with only one arm. And of course Connor Hawke is a part of this as well. And in fact, issue 101 is the death of Oliver Queen. Superman is about to laser eye his arm off, and he's like, heck no way. And so he sets off the bomb, taking his own life to prevent the bomb from blowing up, you know, where it was supposed to and where it was going to do a bunch of damage, before Superman has a chance to save him. We then begin a period where Connor Hawke is the main Green Arrow of the book, and he gets into some superhero hijinks. The Underworld Unleashed crossover, for example, in 102. He teams up with Kyle Rayner, the new Green Lantern. So Green Arrow and Green Lantern. There was of course, famous storyline where the two of them traveled across the country and encountered all kinds of things, and for a period of time, the title of it was officially the Green Lantern book, but or officially it was still Green Lantern, but on the cover it was Green Arrow, Green Lantern for 2 or 3 years. So we're trying to take this as the next generation. Well, the hard traveling heroes, the next generation, right there. So Chuck Dixon doing the writing. So there you go. That particular storyline continues. This was bouncing back and forth between the Green Arrow book and Green Lantern's book. So this is actually Green Arrow's book. Green Lantern didn't change its name. They just did this for a couple of issues while they were doing this in honor of the classic period of time. That's 111. 116, we've got Hawke teaming up with Black Canary in her Birds of Prey outfit. So we are at early Birds of Prey timing. And in Green Arrow 117, we continue that storyline with the team up with Black Canary there. 120, just a beauty cover there. '21, pool of blood, yuck. 129. Go. Then 130, which is one part of a 3-part storyline with Green Lantern, and this time with Flash. And these 3 covers are make up one shot, one piece of art. And so this one has been going for a little bit more lately. Got 131. Can't remember her name. She was like a female mercenary type. And one thing with Hawke, if you're not aware, is they kind of danced around the whole thing. But I believe he was basically supposed to be asexual, and so women were constantly throwing themselves at him, and he really wasn't interested in that way. And that creates a kind of a contradiction with his, or not contradiction, but a difference between him and Ollie, who couldn't keep his hands off of women. So let's see, issue 131, and then this version ends with issue 137 there. Along the way, at some point, we had issue 1 million for the DC 1 million crossover. So that's the one shot from that. Then, of course, this series had some annuals. This Fables annual was a 3-way crossover with Detective Comics and The Question. So a very gritty 3-way crossover there. And this is another connecting cover situation. You get all 3 of those. Then that goes through the annual from 1991. This one, this Mark Ryan, was a guy who was actually an actor playing in a Robin Hood show that was on at the time. So that was the gimmick there, was he wrote the story and a little bit of a stunt casting sort of thing there. We've got even though he was mostly staying off the, staying as a street level character, we did get an Eclipso annual in here with the Batman guest starring for Eclipso, The Darkness Within, when all the annuals were involving Eclipso that year. Annual 7, kind of one of the year ones that they were doing all that year, retelling his origin. And so then we get to the next series. Kevin Smith of Clerks and Dogma fame, movie director fame, decided to write some comics. He had written some Daredevil comics and decided to come over to DC and do some Green Arrow. The art is by Phil Hester, who will go on to do a lot of Green Arrow, continue to do Green Arrow over time. And the covers are by Matt Wagner of Grendel and Mage fame, coming over to do covers for these series. So, and this will feature the return of Oliver Queen as Green Arrow. He returns back, returns to life as everyone would expect that he would eventually. That's issue 1 through issue 4. Quiver being the first storyline. Issue 5 right there through issue 12. Of course, Oliver Queen and Hawkman famously not getting along because of a political divide, which really only ever I don't know, it seemed like it mostly only ever showed up in Justice League stories, but somewhat also in the Green Arrow, Green Lantern stuff, of course. But they get to renew that little bit of rivalry. Got Onomatopoeia being created as a new character, a new villain in issue 13. Basically, whatever sound he is making, which is being shown as a sound effect, he actually says out loud as well. And he's kind of a mercenary. They had a version of the character in the Superman and Lois TV show, but that's issue 13. I'm very surprised Oliver in issue 20. There was, I believe, a storyline about, so Oliver came back to life and then figured out that he didn't actually have his soul, and so he then had to go and get his soul. We got the whole fam right here. Kind of clever to give Black Canary an arrow that way. Meltzer has come on. He is Brian. What's his name? Not Brian Meltzer. He was the writer of Identity Crisis, and then he had moved on from Identity Crisis onto this book. But apparently not for very long. Got a team up of the Green Arrows with Kyle Rayner and Jade, daughter of the Golden Age Green Lantern. outer space. Some rare Green Arrow outer space action going on here. Issue 25. 28. Well, you know, he's Ollie. Judd Winnick has come on. He's, of course, well known for having been on the MTV Real World show, but then went on, sort of leveraged that fame to come on to work for DC and had done a variety of series. This would be one of Black Lightning's daughters that we hadn't seen before. Probably, I guess, hopefully the older one. Ages will get fiddled around a bit with as this daughter shows up again later. So that she's maybe not old enough and not straight enough, frankly, which ironically, straight shooter. Anyway, there you go, issue 28. Issue 29. Looks like Ollie's giving up again. There. 36. Dealing with going up against the Riddler, I would imagine. There. 37. Some stuff, I don't remember what it was. 37. By 44, he has taken in Mia Dearden, who would go on to become Speedy after learning some how to shoot arrows and things. She is, of course, the storyline is that she is HIV positive. Another bit of groundbreaking for DC Comics and comics in general. So that's issue 44. And as mentioned, perhaps not as much training as she really should have gotten, but issue 45, she becomes the new Speedy. Issue 52, got Cliff Chang doing a cover. Got Green Arrow teaming up with Zatanna there. 53, William Messner-Loebs, who had been known for doing early Flash and some other stuff, has come on. Eric Battle, Green Arrow versus Solomon Grundy. I will always say it like that. 53. We have the 1 year later jump, where all the books, storylines jumped forward a year. The series 52 was kind of supposed to tell us how, things got to the way they are. But at any rate, that is issue 60. We got Oliver Queen running for mayor. There we go. Issue 61. Right there. Through 68. Scott McDaniel. Or is it Walt McDaniel? Oh, dang. Green Arrow teaming up with Batman. There. And he pops the question in issue 75. So this storyline is going to continue into, they're going to change the title to Green Arrow and Black Canary. And that's going to run for a little while. And that's going to get canceled. And then they will do another series. So we had the Blackest Night, big crossover, and the period following the Blackest Night crossover was called Brightest Day. Got Green Arrow kind of shacking up in a park, wooded park inside of Star City, I believe. Issue 1 through issue 4. We're getting into some events that would be in Final Crisis, I believe. Got Martian Manhunter coming in to try to talk Oliver Queen into coming out of the woods. Return to some Black Lantern stuff from Blackest Night, issue 5. So a lot of magic, still a lot of superhero-y stuff going on. Issue 11 there. Issue 12. Keeping up with Swamp Thing, getting to some information on the Brightest Day storyline. There was a mini-series that was going on at the time, issue 12 through issue 15, which was just kind of a filler because we have reached October 2011, and what happens after October 2011 is, of course, the New 52. And in the New 52, all the heroes most of the heroes are young and starting over. And about a year into the New 52, they get 0 issues again. And Nacenti, famous for her work on Daredevil, comes on. Not at first, but by the time they get to the 0 issue, she is. And that's that. We get to the actual first issue, which is J.T. Kroll, who had been writing that Green Arrow series that, right before the New 52. So Guy kept his job. That was nice. Dan Jurgens and George Perez doing art. So very clean lines. Very clean, storytelling on this. And this was just right before the Arrow show would be coming on TV as well. Issue 1 through issue 4. Keith Giffen doing some writing, but they can't seem to keep a writer. That seems to be the problem. Issue 5, Giffen, Jurgens, Perez. So if you're a Perez fan or a Jurgens fan, don't forget about this one. Issue 5. But by issue 8, now we have Ann Nacenti coming on writing. Keep in mind, this Green Arrow doesn't really know Black Canary. I don't think that's who that is. I can't remember who that is, but and in issue 9, he's still fighting. He's using guns that shoot arrows. What is he doing? I don't know, but there you go. Issue 9. By issue 17, Jeff Lemire has come on. Andrea Sorrentino This will be a highly highly respected, highly enjoyed run on here. So, but in our case, this is the last issue in this box. All right, that was box 71. Next time we'll do box 72. We'll finish up Green Arrow. We've got some miniseries and one-shots and things like that to get through. And then we will get into the start of Green Lantern with a little bit of Green Hornet and some things like that in between. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a great day.